Hey guys, what is going on? It's Simon here from Get Into Crypto. Welcome back to another Bitcoin update, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So we've seen Bitcoin has managed to get up to 23,000, going all the way up nearly to 24,000. And this is looking really strong and healthy. We've seen the volume come through. We broke through this 20,000 resistance, and now we're consolidating. And to be completely honest, let's just go down to shorter time frame charts. You know, daily's looking healthy, 4 hours looking healthy. We've seen this top to bar 9 come in. It could be that we do come down and test these the 20 period MA down here. But to be honest, I think the most likely outcome right here is just consolidation. And I also think this would be the healthiest outcome for the price, not only of Bitcoin, but also the price of the broader crypto space. And I do want to get into a couple of altcoin charts in a moment. But yeah, not ruling anything out. Of course, Bitcoin could look to push on for another leg higher. It could come down, and I would be targeting at some point a retracement down to 20,000. So I think for me, that is going to be a target that I'm personally looking at to put some orders in around. Obviously not financial advice, but I do think for those people that have no exposure at all to Bitcoin, well, put it this way, if you don't, then I wouldn't wait. I would be looking to average in and at least get yourself some exposure today. But it could be that you want to go in with a smaller proportion of your funds, just so you do have a little bit of money to buy the dip as and when that happens. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point we will get this dip, but it really is a case of A, when does that happen, and B, what does that look like? I mean, if we just go from our top here, if we come down to 20,000, that would take us to around sort of 15-16% retracement. And if we just look at the last retracement, well, you've got a similar retracement down to around 16%. So yeah, I mean that's definitely possible. Obviously, earlier on in the year we saw 20% retracement. So, you know, sort of 15-20% probably feels around about sort of in line with what Bitcoin has been doing so far this bull market. That's not to say that we can't go ahead and see something like this coming down all the way to around 16,000, which would probably liquidate a few leverage positions and also give people that have been waiting for lower prices an opportunity to come and get involved. So yeah, let's kind of see what happens with that one. But certainly at the moment, Bitcoin is looking very healthy where it currently is, and I'm going to be really interested to see where we actually close out on the weekly, because a close anywhere around here would obviously indicate that we are very strong, and that this is a breakout. I'd need to see a second weekly close above 20k to give me more confidence that Bitcoin is going to hold this level, but certainly we're looking great at the moment. And yeah, I would have thought there would have been a lot of people that were waiting for a bigger retracement, and I know I was personally. I had orders all the way down from around about 16,500 down to 14k after this initial sort of test and retrace. So none of those got filled. I'm now thinking, what am I going to do with my orders? Obviously, it feels like I'm going to have to move those up at some point. So I think the majority of my orders will be moved to you know, between sort of 20,000 and 21,000, and then probably a few left below, say from 20 to 18,000, just in case we spike lower. But yeah, I think for now, really, the approach with Bitcoin is just to hold. I don't think you should try and do something too clever or too cute right now. If you're long Bitcoin, then you know, just enjoy it, and you should be really focused on maximizing the opportunity of this bull market. I mean, I've said it many times already that I am a believer in the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, and for that reason, I do expect Bitcoin to perform its best over the next year. So I mean, we looked at this stock to flow in the last video, and we said, look, would you really want to sell when we're going from red to orange? No. In a word, obviously, if we go parabolic over the next sort of month or two, in similar fashion to what we saw back in 2013, then yeah, sure, maybe take a little bit off the table. But certainly, if we look at our last market, when Bitcoin had matured a bit more, then you didn't really want to take any profits until we were going until we were sort of in the middle of the green color, which is around here. So yeah, so we're probably looking at later on next year, on a sort of like almost like a time perspective, if not entirely a price perspective. So yeah, this is how I'm seeing it right now. Bitcoin looking very healthy. As long as it remains up here, I'd love to see some consolidation for a bit. And I think that kind of leads me into where I really wanted to go in this video, is to look at what Bitcoin dominance is doing. So we spoke about this channel, and we've now touched this channel 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and we're making a 5th test. So Bitcoin is on the verge here. We've got to be completely honest about this. Based on the data, Bitcoin is really pushing up against this descending channel line, and there is every chance that Bitcoin does break through and does make its way back up to its really its highs since the end of 2017. That it would be the highest price it's been before we saw that incredible alt season at the end of 2017, start of 2018, and then the bear market where Bitcoin managed to retrace. So for me, I'm kind of caught in something like this happening, and us coming back up to probably you kind of say the top of the range over the last 3 years, or Bitcoin dominance rolling over, and us getting a bit of an alt season. And certainly, if we just look at the ETH BTC ratio seasonally, we've seen that Ethereum has done very well going into the end of the year and into throughout January against Bitcoin. We saw it happen here once. We saw it happen here twice. So we saw it at the end of 2017. We've seen it at the end of 2018. We saw it at the ends of 2019 / start of 2020. And are we going to see something similar happen again? Are we going to see Ethereum start to really make its move and remind everybody in the crypto space that, hey, this isn't all about Bitcoin. Actually, we've got another project that has a lot of potential, and it's called Ethereum, and it's obviously its use cases are well known, with it being the coin that DeFi, the whole of the DeFi space, is pretty much dependent upon. So yeah, I'm going to be looking very closely at this chart. I mean, on a daily, we can see that we've come down. We're literally on top of this trend line. So again, looks very sort of similar to the sort of Bitcoin with Bitcoin dominance trying to break out. We've got this Tom DeMark daily 9 as well. So we all saw what happened the last time we got one of those signals. So I think some traders will be mindful of that, and yeah, it remains to be seen really. Can Ethereum push up off this ascending trend line and start to pull the rest of the altcoins along with it? So I wanted to take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin is back above $100, so good performance of Litecoin. And again, just to give us an idea of where Litecoin's been, and just again to look at the almost like the seasonality of Litecoin. December, January time, we've seen the massive pump. We've seen similar thing happen at the end of last year. Similar thing happen. So we are in terms of the calendar, we are coming into the months when these altcoins should really start to perform, and not just perform in dollar terms, but perform in Bitcoin terms as well. So I think it's a little bit unadvisable to bet against this happening again. But of course, it's not guaranteed. But I think for me, today I positioned myself by purchasing a little bit more of a few altcoins. One of them was XRP. So we just run down these charts to XRP, then we see XRP Bitcoin here. So actually, XRP performed well at the end of 2017, and then it kind of bucked the trend the other 2 years. But I think it's just important to note that now that XRP has got above these 20-week MAs against Bitcoin, it is setting up in a bullish posture if we can hold these levels, and this is around about the sort of 24s, 23s, 24s in Satoshi value. And we also looked at the fact that XRP is now on this really key level of support. So if I just sort this chart out a bit, then we'll see the significance of this support here around sort of 48, 49 cents, and just what a key level this has been. XRP has dipped through it, but it's actually broken back above it over the last couple of sessions. So yeah, yeah, let's see if altcoins can now get some momentum and really start to push on. ADA Cardano was another one I picked a little bit up of today as well. So we can see we're breaking above highs for the year in dollar terms, and also on the Bitcoin chart, we're looking to establish a higher low basically on the weekly. So not looking quite as strong as XRP or quite as promising as Ethereum or Litecoin, but Cardano's still got some work to do. Another one I picked up a little bit of was Neo too. So looks to be establishing a little bit of a footing on the USD chart. On Bitcoin, still has some work to do. That's a little bit bottom fishing trade really on the Neo chart. Also bought a little bit of Tezos as well. Just again, similar kind of situation. We seem to be coming back down to our historic lows against Bitcoin. Obviously, Tezos not been around as long as some of the others, but I mean, in the past, that's a 370% gain from the low to the highs of this range. And certainly, if some of these altcoins, such as Tezos, can get back up to its highs against Bitcoin, we're not even asking really for a breakout here, but we're just looking for it to get back above its highs. We could see some really nice gains in Satoshis, and certainly that would, assuming Bitcoin consolidates, that would look to take Tezos up to all-time highs in dollar value. So yeah, I think there is definitely some opportunities there with some of these altcoins, and my current strategy or my current focus is really towards the more established altcoins, the altcoins that are sort of in your top 10s, your top 20s, altcoins that have a more history, probably in the eyes of many investors, a little bit more security around them, with them being more established projects and having larger market caps. And you tend to see this rotation in the altcoins where sort of Bitcoin makes a move, and then you have like your larger cap altcoins that move, and then your mid caps, then your smaller caps. So that is kind of in a way what we saw back down here, and Bitcoin pushed up, and then large cap altcoins made a move, then medium cap, then small cap, and then Bitcoin came down and retraced, and altcoins got smashed. And if we just go to dominance, I mean this is like towards the end of July. So if we just look at Bitcoin dominance towards the end of July, then we can see, dominance was falling, and then obviously as Bitcoin retraced, so Bitcoin dominance really started to pick up again around the middle of September, and just looking at middle of September, so that is yeah, that is pretty much when we came down and we retested our 20-week moving average. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. That is what we're looking at. We're looking at this rotation to take place really, and certainly if that coincided with something here, then that gives us a few weeks. I mean, at the moment it looks a really long way away. I mean, we've got these projected moving average dots here. So if we were to just go like sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars out. So if we look in 6 weeks time, then the 20-week MAs or this one's a little bit higher. This is the 21-week EMA. This sort of yellowy amber color. But let's say the 20-week MA is slightly behind, then we're looking just under 18k. So I think to myself, look, that's a realistic pullback target maybe in a month's time after the altcoins have gone on a bit of a run, after Bitcoin's consolidated a bit. It could be that we come down that low, and that would kind of take us into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that kind of takes us into towards the end of January. So sort of January, February time for a retest, and then maybe March, April to take off again. So yeah, they're my general thoughts really. And I'll be coming up with a few more videos shortly. I want to come out with my top 5 altcoin picks. So these are going to be my top 5 altcoins for 2021, and they're probably going to include more sort of medium cap coins or coins that I've sort of not covered too much today. So yeah, don't want to give too much away, but look out for that one. So yeah, if you enjoy the content, then I would ask, please do help out the channel. Please do like this video, share it, subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you on the next one.